Ladies and gentlemen, lots of requests about what your finished scales section should look like in a spiral. I'm going to make two different videos. One if you're holding your scales in a folder, the other if you are holding your scales in a spiral. This one is the spiral video. Now we have gone over this more than once, over and over in class, but that's okay. Now you can watch it as many times as you want. So this is a 5 subject spiral. Oops. This is a 5 subject spiral. So 5 subjects. Your scales go in the 5th section. So let's go there. Your first 2 pages should be these. Now they might not be in this order because apparently I told different classes different things. So your FSA data from last year should be here. If you were in public school last year and I had access to your data, I gave you the strip that had all of your scores. This student's name and his scores are covered up because I have to protect his privacy, but you should have one just like this. If you were in private school last year, then I didn't have scores for you, but you should still have one of these. So the next page should be your getting started scale. So this page might be first in your spiral. This one might be first. It doesn't matter. But the first 2 need to be these. Now, everything after this actually follows a pattern. So what we did was we made a section for each of these reporting categories. So each reporting category has a cover page. On that cover page, you have the standards that are tested. You also have the score that you made if you have one. If you don't have a score, that's fine, but you should still have a cover page. Now that's your overview. Please pause this as frequently as you need to. I'm not going to edit this one. This is going straight on YouTube as soon as I'm done, okay? So just do your best to remember, right up here, pause if you need to. All right, here we go. So first page is this or this. So it's your first 2 pages. Let's take a look at your third page. Okay, your third page is your cover sheet for reporting category 1. Trying to get this right. There we go. Now, he has reporting category 1, key ideas and details. He has his score, which I covered up because I need to protect his privacy. And then he has the standards that are tested in that category underneath there. And then each of those scales that match those standards follows in order. And I'm about to show you right now. So for those of you who are like, what's the difference between a standard and a scale? The standard is what the state of Florida says that I'm supposed to teach and you're supposed to learn. Oh wow, is my lipstick on my face? Okay, that I'm supposed to teach that you're supposed to learn. I will teach them, you will learn them. That's just, there we go. But a scale is showing you step by step the method we're going to use to do that. So, again, reporting category 1 cover sheet. Very first page is the scale for literary standard 2, literature standard 2. There's no scale for 1 because 1 is always cite textual evidence to back up the things that you have to say. That's just a good life lesson. You don't just make up stuff, right? Okay. Unless you're being creative, which is fine. So here's your scale. So the way scales work is as we learn how this all works, as we learn this standard, and the standard is determine a theme or central idea of a text and analyze its development over the course of the text. That part is standard literature standard 2. The part that's literature standard 1 is just kidding, not that part. Provide an objective summary of the text. That is, again, standard 2. Standard 1 is the part that says citing evidence to support their thinking. That's standard 1. In every single scale, your standard will be 3, and here there'll be 2 standards. 1, citing evidence to support your thinking, and then whichever standard it actually is. Now, as we learn, this is where we'll spend our time. So these will be our learning targets, our daily learning targets. This is our learning goal. So we have 6 standards that we're learning this 9 weeks. This is one of them. Now, how do you tell what standard is what? Take a look up here. This is a little backwards for me. There we go. Do you see where it says Standard 2 Literature? That means that this is RL2. Look down here. See where it says LAFS .7.RL. There you go. .1, .2, 2. There you go. So look at the RL and then the last number 2. That tells you that this is Standard 2 for literature. All right. So back to reporting category 1, cover page, and then the standards. And then we have those scales in order, each on their own page on the front. So we have RL2, next, RL3, next, RI2, next, RI3, next, reporting category 2, craft and structure, key ideas and details. Where am I getting this information? Remember, look at go back to the front of your section. There it is. Reporting, just kidding. There. Reporting category 2, craft and structure. Reporting category 3, 4, and 5. All right, going back. Reporting category 2, score, standards. And of course, in order are your standards. RL4. Okay. RL5. RL6. All right, I thought I'd be much better at flipping these pages. I'm not. All right. So after RL6 comes RI4, RI5, RI6. Okay, now let's pause. This is a space holder for language 4 and language 5. The scales for language 4 and language 5. So remember, we have 5 sets of standards. Literature, there are scales for that. Informational, there are scales for that. So literature is RL, informational is RI. Language is L, and then speaking and listening, SL, and then writing, W. I don't have scales for L, language, and SL, speaking and listening. I will create them. I haven't yet. So L4 and L5 are going to go on the same page. Next, reporting category 3. So you should know the pattern by now. You put the standards that it tests, and then you put these scales in order behind. Again, SL2 and 3, there aren't scales for that yet. I haven't created them yet. I will. All right? So that is the cover page for reporting category 3. Guess which scale is going to go next? RL7. Now, this student does have all the scales printed out, but doesn't have them in here yet, which is fine. So again, RL9. Next page, and we are at RL9. And then we go RI7, RI8, RI9, all on their own pages. And then SL2 and 3. Whoops, there we go. Same page. Remember, there aren't scales for SL, speaking and listening, and L, language, yet. I haven't created them. I am not Superwoman, although being Superwoman would be really awesome. All right, so next page for reporting category 4, language and editing standards. 1 second. Hey guys, remember video happening? Video. Okay, there we go. They're fine. I don't mind my kids talking, but they're a little loud right now. All right, so category 4. It doesn't matter. You're fine. You're collaborating the way that you should. I can hear that you're on task. Just a little more quietly, please. All right. So our very first page in category 4, L1 and L2 are going together. Remember, I don't have the scales. Guys, you cannot collaborate silently unless for some reason you speak mental telepathy, which you don't. You don't have mental telepathy. It's okay. Me too. Me too, but you don't. It's okay if you talk. Just lower the volume. All right. All right. And then reporting category 5, text-based writing. The standards, it isn't on the sheet, the data sheet, but the standards are writing 1, writing 2, and writing 3. So you're going to put the scales for writing 1, 2, and 3 in. Yes, I do have scales for those. So there's your cover page, 1 page for writing 1, a page for writing 2, and a page for writing 3. All right? So hopefully this helps you. Yes, I do want you to cut the scales out so it'll fit nicely, and I'll show you how we're using them later, okay? Really, I would prefer for this to be all the way at the top. There we go. But if it's not, don't freak out about it, all right? I hope this helps.